Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Good Vibes Lifestyle live stream. I'm starting a little bit later today because I had a lot of stuff going on, a lot of meetings back to back since 12 o'clock today. So I made an adjustment and it worked out better for me. So hopefully it worked out okay for you too. So I am streaming to Instagram if you want to see it live. And of course, you can get to everything that's Good Vibes TV by going to good-vibes.tv. This is all about the good vibes lifestyle, hashtag good vibes lifestyle. I'm really wanting to start a movement of where we sense where we are energetically in our bodies. And if it's not in the higher good vibe zone, that we choose to raise our vibration to the higher vibes of love, joy, peace, all the good stuff. Because when we do that, law of attraction says that we will attract like vibrating things. And this is the key to living the good vibes lifestyle. So, are you with me? Do you get this? Does it make sense to you? Or am I like out of left field for some of you guys? Hopefully not. Hopefully you're part of the we're on the same page. We're part of the same tribe, the Good Vibes Lifestyle Tribe. So welcome. I do have some exciting news to share. I mentioned it last week. There is a Smoky Mountain Bigfoot Festival happening on Saturday, May 4th, and going from 10 to 6 that day. And I will be podcasting or broadcasting, streaming live from the event all day from 10 to 6. So I'm figuring out the logistics of it of, I don't think I'm going to be there, you know, live from straight from 10 to 6, but periodically through the day we'll be doing reports from the event. And let me share with you who's going to be coming to this event. So let me share some of the people. Now, if you're into Bigfoot, which my husband is, which is my whole reason for going to this event, I went maybe this is the third year, but this is the first year being a podcaster. They had a call out for podcasters, and I figured, hey, why not? I interviewed Ron Moorhead, who is a big time Bigfoot researcher and experiencer who recorded the Sierra Sounds and has also several books. And I interviewed him this past January, so check out those two episodes. There's a part one and a part two. He has a book out called Quantum Bigfoot. But he also has a new book coming out called, or that's out now, called Bigfoot Unveiled. So he is here, Ron Moorhead right there. I don't know if you can see my little cursor or not, but he is right here, Ron Moorhead. So he will be there at this event, The Mountain Monsters, which I don't really watch that show, but I guess it's a show on the Travel Network. And apparently they're very popular because the last times they were there, a lot of people showed up. There's Zeb Ross, Russell Accord with the Expedition Bigfoot. There's Ronnie LeBlanc from Expedition Bigfoot, or Scott Nelson, Turtle Man, if you know him, Jim Boardwine, and they also have some musical guests like Slasquatch, who's a a man who dresses up as Bigfoot and plays and looks like Slash from Guns N' Roses and plays a lot of Guns N' Roses songs. Then there's because May 4th is, May the 4th be with you. It's a big Star Wars kind of celebration day. Um, there's a solo, not solo band playing. There's Big Cho, Beethoven, like Beethoven, but Beethoven, like Bigfoot. Haven't seen him before. They've got Bigfoot wrestling. They've got wood carving contests. They've got all kinds of vendors. And now this year they're going to have podcasters. So it's going to be very exciting. And I think I heard they're expecting like 20,000 people. So it's going to be crazy. But I just wanted to let you know about that I will be there. And, you can meet me in person if you wanted to do that. But I'm excited about being there and trying something different. We're definitely stepping out of my comfort zone. So let's talk about some astrological news. Now, there's astrology and there's also numerology, right? And astrology you kind of uses a lot of numerology, even though they're kind of separate. But the idea is everything has vibration, right? So numbers have vibrations, they have energies to them. And, with astrology, the different signs have vibrations and things like that. So this is how, in the esoteric world, in the new age world, we can get messages from spirit from the other side. So you know what I forgot to do? Let's go back to the Bigfoot thing. Sorry about that. I wanted to share that it's in Townsend, Tennessee. And here is the website, and it's www.thebigfest.com. So, apologize for that. I didn't see my notes, and I just wanted to make sure that you saw that. All right, back to astrological news and numerology. So, today is April 11th. And last week I talked a lot about the portal, the 4/4 portal, April 4th portal, and how important that was. Well, today we've got 4/11. So, there are a couple different things regarding 4/11. And let me see, we've got hello, Athanasia. How are you? Good to see you. Thank you for watching. And yes, everybody, you can comment. I can see your comments and put them on the screen. So feel free to interact with me. So let's go back to 4/11. That's today. So when people say, 4/11, we used to dial it on the road. I don't know if you can still do it because we still do it, but you would dial 411 on the phone for information. So the number 411 has been used in our culture, at least in our uh, current day culture. I guess years ago when we had the telephone, 411 was the way to get information. Um, the number four has to do, like I talked about last week, about stability, practicality. Remember, it's like a square, the four sides of the square. It's foundation, it's commitment. So that's what the number four is. And the 11 is a master number, and it represents intuition, spirituality, and charisma. It blends both the physical and the spiritual. It's kind of duality, but I always see 11 as kind of channeling from spirit, getting the information from the higher realms and bringing it down. And then you've got this four, which to me, four represents to me this 3D world, the stability, the foundation. So 411 to me, besides being information, to me means channeling that higher information. And so, like last week, 4/4 was the portal, um, which was a time, and I gave you that portal ritual to do. And we'll talk about that later, how you did it, what you got from it, and I'll share my experiences. But I just thought it was really cool how last week was 4/4, this time it's 4/11. And this is right after the solar eclipse that we had just this past Monday. Have you noticed a difference in your energy? I have. I feel like the solar eclipse was kind of pushing a reset button for the whole world. And of course, everyone's going to have their own experience depending on how tuned in they are and how involved they are with creating their world, right? How empowered you are. We're not victims. That's what the old thinking wants you to believe. We are creators, we are manifestors, we are here to create, to bring in. So, that whole idea of channeling and bringing it down and making it practical is what I feel like this 411 uh, portal today is all about. And so I would encourage you to think about that. And maybe in your meditations today, um, carry over from last week what you were wanting to manifest in the next 4 to 8 months. And sit with that today and see if you can get any more downloads or information from spirit about how to manifest those things in your life. So anyway, that's all I have to say about the solar eclipse. And let me ask you in the comments, what was the solar eclipse like for you? So for me, I felt like, the reset button was pushed when all lights were out for a few minutes to the whole planet, and um, then the lights were on again. And so it's like pushing the button, doing a hard reset on your computer. I feel like we're doing a hard reset in our lives, or in the energy of where we're at today. Um, I feel lighter. I feel like the old stuff, and I guess I intentionally released a lot of stuff and let go of a lot of stuff from the past, and the old way of doing things and really welcoming in this new era of energy, of lightness, of lightness, not only with the light, physical light, but also lightness of heart, lightness of energy. We're in the springtime of the year, and with all these new beginnings, this was a new moon when we had this eclipse. So, new moons, new beginnings. When it's an eclipse, it's like triple plus the impact. So, how was the uh, eclipse for you? And Anastasia says, yes, I have felt the change for sure. Yes. So this is great. This is so good for all of us because as we're all feeling lighter, we're creating more room to create new things and to bring in new things and bringing in this new energy that's coming in. So that was the new moon. So we're in a waxing phase of the moon, meaning going from the new moon, waxing all the way to the full moon. And the full moon is coming up in a couple of weeks on April 23rd. It'll be in the sign of Scorpio, and it's at 7:49 p.m. Eastern time. So I'll talk more next week about the full moon and how to work with the energies and that kind of thing. But it's just good to know where we are in the cycle. And basically, the idea is from the new moon to the full moon, things are growing. So you planted your seeds during that new moon solar eclipse, planting the seeds, and now we're built, the seeds are growing. We're nurturing them, we're watering them, we're watching them grow, we're taking care of them. And the full moon is that fullness that comes to be the culmination of some of these projects. Now, the month of April is very intense because we also have a Mercury retrograde that started on April 1st and doesn't go direct until the 25th of April. So, like 2 days after the full moon. So, we have this Mercury retrograde energy. And the way I see Mercury retrograde, Mercury rules communications, computers, short distance travel, things like that, contracts. So, the way I see the best way to use the energy during Mercury retrograde is to go within. It's not a time to do new stuff or start new projects, but it is a time to anything with re in it. Repeat, repurpose, regroup, reevaluate, wherever you are in your life, where you can redo something or back burner projects that you haven't gotten to yet, get those tidied up, finish all these things. So it's a time to tie up the loose ends. It's also a time where the weak links show up. So if your tires are getting bad, you might have a blowout during the Mercury retrograde. Or if you do buy something and you get it in the mail, whatever, it may be damaged. So you're going to have to resend it back, send it back and get a new one. You'll have to repurchase it. So that's why it's not a good time for new things because, and I have experience with this. My mother bought a washing machine during a Mercury retrograde. And when it got delivered to her, it had a big old dent in it. So it had to be returned. So so if you know this and you can avoid little issues like this, it's just better to be in sync with the cycles of the energy, the cycles of the earth, the cycles of the astrology, of the numerology. So, so we're in this Mercury retrograde, but it's a great time to go within, to really listen to the inner voice, to tune into your higher power, to reevaluate your life and kind of like regroup, is how I'm seeing it. Look at where you're at and then see what you want to take and keep working on and see what things you want to release. But it's a great time to do this kind of work. The other thing that's going on this month with the um, energies of these planets, it's a really intense month this month and next, but a lot of these transits happening. So the transits are where there are different combinations of the planets in the sky. And a conjunction means that the planets are together, they're in the same degree. So on April 20th, the next big date this month is where the planet Jupiter and the planet Uranus are together in the sign of Taurus. Now, Taurus rules money, Taurus rules the earth, it's an earth sign. Um, so Jupiter is the planet of expansion, of growing, And Uranus is the planet of like electricity and fast things and unexpected things and surprises. So you put all those energies together, and what do you feel you're going to get? Well, we're going to get a lot of changes. Some astrologers are predicting a lot of earthquakes, volcanoes, things like that. And some are also, with the Bitcoin halving, which I don't remember what date that is, um, you know, money and cryptocurrency and things like that, wealth is ruled by Taurus. These things might, there might be some crazy, runs with the crypto. So anyway, there's this energy, this potential window coming up here, and as I research more, I'll share more. But if you have any insights on the Jupiter Uranus conjunction in Taurus, please let me know and share in the comments, and I'll be happy to share with everyone else. So that's what's going on as far as astrologically. So put your seatbelts on and meditate. That would be my suggestion: is just meditate, go within, stay at peace. No matter what's, the world's going to be going cuckoo, and it's up to all the light workers, all the people that are into the good vibes lifestyle, to to go within, to meditate, to tap into the peace within, to tap into the creator, to find your own truth and not be swayed by the craziness happening. And by doing that, but by dropping in and having that peace within, we radiate that peace outward, and it impacts other people, and they feel that, and they become more at peace, and it just kind of ripples out. So the way to create peace on the planet is to create peace within. All right, so let's talk about, the Oracle of the Month. So the Oracle of the Month that we have been working with is from the Secret of the Ancestors, and I actually have a screen to show you that deck. It is created by Abiola Abrams, and it's all about the ancestors. But one thing I didn't do last week, and I probably should have, because I was reading in her book, each of these oracles always has a little book. And in here, she was talking about blessing your secrets of the ancestor oracle cards. And really, any oracle deck, tarot deck, divination tool. And remember, divination, it's a way to tap into the divine. It's a tool to communicate with the divine, with your intuition. All right, so it's important to see these tools as sacred objects. And so she had 4 different um, suggestions about blessing your cards. And one thing is a dedication to create an ancestral altar for your ancestral bonding ceremony. You may choose to pour libations and give an offering. I have an altar, but I don't have an altar specifically to the ancestors. Um, but this is a suggestion she has regarding this particular deck, because it is about the ancestors, and this is one of the ways we communicate with the ancestors. As many cultures have that, where you have altars to your family who've passed on, and this is a way of communicating them and honoring them. So the other one that I mentioned, or that she mentions, is cleansing, to clear your deck's energy with prayer, intention, smoke, cleansing, sound, or new moon purifying energy. So new moon could put it out in the new moon, or even the full moon, to charge your crystals or cards. And so anyway, I did do this earlier, but I did want to show it to you. So I'm smudging. So smudging is using smoke or incense, and I like to use white sage. So there's little, pieces you could do. You could do a whole smudge stick, but I like to use the little pieces of the leaf. You can see I'm lighting it, and then when you put it out, you get all the smoke. And so I did this earlier, but just to show you, cleanse your cards by passing it through the smoke. And you can do this with anything. I like to smudge my space here too before I go ahead and do the live stream, just to ask for spirit to be here and to help me. her third point in blessing your oracle deck is an invocation. She says, hold the deck to your heart and repeat 3 times. O great ancestor, your existence made way for my existence, and I thank you. So we'll do this 3 times. O great ancestor, your existence made way for my existence, and I thank you. O great ancestor, your existence made way for my existence, and I thank you. So this is a great way to start and to honor the deck or to even do any kind of divination. And the last part, she has shuffle the decks. She says specifically, put the cards in 3 piles, then combine the 3 piles into one. So I'm going to shuffle and we're going to ask Spirit for an oracle message. Now, last week's message was pretty spot on, and I didn't do any of this prep work. So I'm in Anastasia saying that she uses white sage too. Oh, I just love the smell of it. Now, some people think it smells like body odor, but I love it. I don't know why. I probably used it a lot in previous lifetimes, right? Um, so let's ask Spirit, what do we need to know right now? This is for the audience that's watching live, but this is also for any audiences that may watch the replay or into the future, because there is no time and space, right? Everything is one right now. Everything is all happening right now. So let's ask Spirit for a message from our ancestors. What do you want us to know right now? And thank you. And the card is Mother of Air, Boundaries. And this deck is new to me, so I haven't. It's just very new. I haven't worked with it before, but let me share. And I like to show you the picture so that you can kind of see the imagery. So, Mother of Air has to do with boundaries. And she says, stay true to what feels right for you. Honor your boundaries. Approach with discernment. Speak your truth and make decisions based on your assessment of the facts. Be upfront and honest and direct, but be aware. Even constructive criticism can be wielded like a weapon. When this blunt mama ancestor shows up, she wants you to be logical and unbiased with strong communication. The Mother of Air is a leader who brings wise crone energy. This matriarchal ancestor rules with an iron fist from the head and never the heart. Her compassion is often underestimated at first glance. Okay, ancestral memory. The Mother of Air appears as La Madama, an Afro-Caribbean spirit family gifted in intuition, oracles, and alchemy. She wields a broom as a wand. Oral history says that this ancestor was an enslaved woman who worked on the plantations in the Spanish-speaking Caribbean. And the ancestral medicine is, are you suppressing your emotions? We all have those hard-edged queens in our lineage. You don't want to get on their bad side. Where can you use this wisdom in your life? I'll just read the shadow aspect. So if we picked it reverse, which I didn't, but just so that you have that aspect of it. Haters gonna hate. The pessimistic energy is thick and undeniable. That chill in the air is somebody being cold-blooded, bitter, and even cruel. Words can be more hurtful than sticks and stones. Being mean and nasty is never called for. You are being overwhelmed by your emotions. So the tarot correspondence, because remember, this deck, she has some cards that match what is in the tarot, mostly the major arcana. But this would be the Queen of Swords, this Mother of Air. And the declaration is, I speak with clarity. So, did you get anything from that? I did some work earlier where I was in a guided meditation, and we were talking about our inner critic. So I feel like this particular card can be the inner critic. And in this visualization exercise, it was about there's the creatrix and then there's the critic, and 2 aspects of ourselves. But it's better to be put 90% of our energy into the creatrix part of us and not in 10% in the critic versus the other way of doing things. So this reminds me of that critic, and it is important to be aware of, who are we letting lead? Are we letting the creative part of us lead or the critical part of us? And so the suggestion is, you know, having the creatrix part of us, not the critic, lead the way. But again, each oracle, it there's a message for you depending on what your specific circumstances are. So, and sometimes there's no message. So, you know, all you can do is ask and see what comes up and see if it makes sense. And sometimes it makes sense now, but sometimes it might make sense at another time. So just be aware of the boundaries that you're putting on yourself, and see how this applies in your life. So if you like this deck, you can shop my Amazon store by just going to good-vibes.tv, and you can not only watch the Good Vibes TV shows, but also pop onto my Amazon store, and all of the books and oracles and things that I recommend in this show and in the Good Vibes TV show are found there. So please check it out. Okay, so next thing on the list here that I want to share with you is the 2024 Food Revolution Summit docu-series is coming up, and this will be happening on April 24th through May 1st. It's 8 whole days and it's a free online event that Ocean Robbins and his father John Robbins are putting out. I promoted this last year as well, and it was very, very good. So whether you watched some of it last year or only parts of it, it's well worth watching. And you can watch it for free every day for those. Yeah, and you have like 24 hours to watch it live before you're locked out. And there is a way that you could purchase the series as well. So actually, the way to sign up for the summit is to go to this address right here, and I will put it in the comments as well, tinyurl.com/capital GVTV Food Summit 2024. And that'll get you to where you can sign up for that. So I'm very excited about it. It's all about using food for health, eating the right things, learning about this. I've been talking about my garden a lot, and my goal is to grow more and more food. I did good last year, and I'm learning how to grow food, and it's very empowering and very healing, I think, because you're out in the garden, you're in nature, you're working with the earth, you're getting all the good vibes from Mother Nature, and it's just so healing. So check out this Food Revolution Summit docuseries. I will share more with you, but I do have a little clip from Ocean Robbins, so let me share this with you.
In a world where your health is your superpower, a place where every meal you enjoy becomes a conscious choice for vitality, where every bite you take fuels your inner well-being. In this world, you can become a better version of yourself and have the pleasure of knowing your food choices align with your values. They're an expression of self-love and joy. We invite you to step into this world by joining the 2024 Food Revolution Summit docu-series. Here, food is not just entertainment, it's the foundation of health. It's fuel for a vibrant, deeply fulfilling life. Over the course of 8 riveting episodes, we'll cover the lies and the truth about food, your brain, your gut, natural beauty, your heart, diabetes, the science of nutrition, and how food affects the planet. This is more than just a summit, it's a movement. It's a call to action for a world where health is accessible, delicious, and sustainable. Learn from the world's top experts, doctors, and thought leaders who are changing the game in nutrition and wellness. The 2024 Food Revolution Summit docuseries is your path to a brighter, healthier future. It's time to embrace the power of your plate and be part of a global community dedicated to health, wellness, and a thriving planet. You deserve the truth. Join the free summit today.
So that is the summit, the Food Revolution Summit coming up. 8 days. Mark your calendars. And again, I'll be sharing this link with you. You can sign up now, and you'll be getting some emails to remind you as well. So check it out. All right, my friends. Well, last week, every week I like to share a tip to raise your vibration. And last week's tip was to perform that 4-4 portal ritual. And of course, that was last week. So if you did that, please let me know. Put in the comments what your experience was. I did it, and it helped me to really focus on 4 different things that I want to manifest in the next 4 to 8 months. And I'm going to keep going back to those and visualizing those things and be very focused on it. Sometimes, we set intentions for things, but then we start thinking about all these other things, and then it dilutes that. So we got to bring it back to focus. What is it that we want to create in our lives? What goals do we have? What is it that we want to create? And just get back to it and make it happen. Well, this week's tip to raise your vibration is to look for glimmers. And let me share this with you here. I found this online, and it was actually a post from tinybuddha.com, and it talks about a glimmer. So they're saying that a glimmer is actually the opposite of a trigger. We always hear about, oh, this triggered me, something that triggered someone to have a negative emotion. Well, the opposite of a trigger is a glimmer. And so glimmers are those moments in your day that make you feel joy, happiness, peace, or gratitude, all the good vibes. And then once you train your brain to look for these glimmers, these tiny moments will appear more and more. So, I love the internet and how, we learn so much from it if you're using it, of course, in that way. And again, this was a post from tinybuddha.com, which is a great resource as well. So, again, this week's tip, look for glimmers and try to remember them or write them down and share them with me next week's episode, because I will be asking you for that. Okay, so I hope that you have many glimmers in your life. And let's see, Anastasia, Athanasia, she says this is totally true. Thank you for the confirmation. And thank you for watching. So, my friends, again, go to good-vibes.tv for all of the information, how to reach all of me on all of my socials. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, because that's the main channel where I put all the descriptions. So if you're not seeing the links and things like that, go to the YouTube channel under the description for this podcast. You will see it there. So I want to thank you for watching today. Thanks for adjusting with me by watching this a little bit later. Thank you for just being alive and, bringing your energy to this planet, because what you do matters. It really, really does. So raise your vibration and thrive. And Athanasia, she's saying, thank you very much. Thank you, Athanasia. So awesome to get, interaction. I just love it. It's just so good. So I'll encourage you to live the good vibes lifestyle. I will see you next week. Same bat channel, same bat station, except at 3 o'clock, not 3:30. And I'm going to leave you with some of the socials that I have, my social media links and things where you can reach me. So have a beautiful day. Thank you for watching, and look for those glimmers. And I will see you next week. Take care, everyone. Peace out.